Hello everyone, welcome back to Logic Bombs. We'll continue row 4. Okay, we're looking at 5 zones here, 5 slimes. We're looking at this bomb already, so this has to be a wall to stop these two slimes from interacting. Anything else we spot just off the bat. With that being a wall, this bomb has to get this monster. We have to have a wall somewhere in there to stop um yeah, to stop the one from attacking here. That's interesting because that implies that this and this have to be the monsters that this guy clears because there's no other bomb that can get this monster here. That means this has to be a wall, and that this bomb has to get that monster, leaving two bombs or the two walls in this column, one there and one there. This is empty, solving this row. What happens next? We know that this bomb has to take care of that monster. We know there's a wall there to stop that monster taking care of that bomb. There's a wall somewhere in here, forcing us to use this bomb for that guy and this bomb for that guy. That solves this column. And this column is nearly solved, but not quite. I feel like there's more that we can use, that we can do. Okay, there's definitely a wall there. We definitely need to have a spot open somewhere in here there's also a wall there. One of these has to be open to make sure, that we're not blocking off these guys in the corner, which we've already done here. Oh, interesting. We've definitely already screwed up somewhere. There has to be a bomb there. There is no bomb that can get this guy, except for this one. So there has to be one there. So this can't be a wall. What does that mean? Wait. So then this is wrong. Because this has to be there because of all these shenanigans down over here. We're going to leave this one open for now. And we're going to say something down here is wrong. Okay, I'm probably screwing this up somehow, but we'll find out if that's the case shortly, I guess. This is solved. Does that get us any leverage or any progress anywhere? This has to be an open spot somewhere here. So all of these are walls with one more wall somewhere in there. Let's see. Next up, that's not solved yet. Are there any other high numbers that we can exploit? I guess we have to have one there. And we have to have one here, so that's definitely a wall. Because something like that, right? This is either a wall or another connection. Not sure which yet. Ooh, what are you tackling? Are you connected to him? We'll find out soon. I feel like I'm screwing this puzzle up substantially, but we'll find out if that's the case shortly as I keep going through. Hmm. Okay. Are there any other obvious spots that we have to solve bomb rules for? Also, just slime things in general. I feel like these slimes are going to be essential to solving this. Hmm. What's this slime down here doing? It's obviously got some sort of big scheme or plan going on. What exactly that is, we don't know. This guy has got all this sorted. This guy has got all this. That leaves, well, there will be a 1, 2, 3 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. So we can connect up one of these groups, but not all of them. Oh, we're a one away from solving this whole thing. Oh, interesting. Okay. Same here. We are one empty airspace away from solving this whole thing as well. Hmm. Well, gonna be honest, I don't think this is connected because then that connects two of the last remaining groups, and this guy is stuck. I guess it could be connected. Maybe it's also no, it's not connected like that. Ooh, where is the connection? Okay, well, I guess the wall could be there. That just seems wrong. The wall could also be there without issue. Hmm. Hmm. This level seemed relatively straightforward. Then again, I did screw up something probably, so that might be the reason why we're having so much trouble right now. Hmm. How close are we here? Two more to put there, same there. Only one more to put here, which means we're blocking off all of these things with only one more block here. That doesn't seem right. Okay. This is one away from being solved. Um. Also one away. Oh, this is almost frustrating. Does this what happens if this guy is over here? If this is empty, what does that imply? That implies that, which is totally fine. What about so it's not a problem for it to be somewhere else. What about this? What does that imply? That implies all of this, which I'm not so sure about personally. Yeah, because then what? This guy just connects up through there. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Let's say we go up through here. No, we can't. Oh, that's so obvious. We have to go up through here, then block off like that. This is the other excess block. Out like this. One, two. That's solved. Up like that. And I guess we connect over here, but that's not guaranteed yet. Oh, wait, no, that is. because of that rule. No, that's blocked off now. I definitely screwed up somewhere. I'm going to reset, and then we're going to try the next level first instead. See if we can't refresh ourselves and go back later. There's a differential of 5 in here, which means that there's just 5 there. That's easy, right? Yeah, that's the whole differential. Okay. Weird. Why would they give that to us so easily? That seems untrustworthy almost. 1, 2, 3. You have to get him. No, but you can't, because then... Oh, what? What? Oh, what am I doing? Why did I make that? Oh, I'm stupid. I misread this number here as the number of things in the row, which is why I so confidently and immediately put that down. Obviously, that's incorrect. I was right to question whether that was what the whether the developer's going to give me that so easily. One zone, yay, always a classic. Hmm. Hmm. Only one here. That has to be blocked off, meaning that this bomb cannot get that monster. This monster has to be dealt with by this guy or that guy, and this bomb has to get that guy or that guy. Which one is which? Who knows? But we also have unhelpful, at least for the time being. Hmm. Three blocks. That's too much information, or too many blocks to accurately work out there. Okay, let's try. In order to make that work, you have to like really try. And we know this is not all of them because we already tried that and that just doesn't work. Hmm. Hmm. I'm looking at all this and not really getting any major leads, to be honest. Is there any demon that only... No, there's a puzzle design, so there's always 2 bombs I can get any given demon. The bomb heavy rows are curious. Wait. We already figured out that this is not tenable. That's just not something that's going to work, right? That means there has to be at least one in there, which forces this to be the demon that this bomb gets. Or the monster, I guess. Forcing that to be the case as well. Then you are getting him. One wall there. You're blocked. You get either him or him. But you need to get him because you're getting these two, forcing you to get that one. With all that said, this row is solved. That's a wall there. That's a wall there. That row is solved. That row is solved. That row is solved. That column is solved as well. Hmm. And with that, my progress that had been going so well suddenly and egregiously comes to a halt. Let's look at our slime. We can't block him in like that. So we know for sure that at least, like, one of these is open. Probably two of them, but we don't know for sure. Hmm. 2, 3, 4, 5. We just need one more air in here to open that up. Oh, and we know because there's going to be a wall in here that it has to be accessed via this. So that's solved. What does that leave us with? That leaves us with a lot still left to do. But now we know that this guy probably, maybe he goes through straight through, like one of these, right? He could with this. We could have just one more there or one more down there. 4. We need 2 more air. 3 is nigh unsolvable at this time. And we need 1 more air somewhere in here. Oh! That's blocked off. Huh. Okay. So we no longer need a block up here. Though there is going to be at least one more block. And it has to be there. So we don't... Yeah, because there's only room in here for 2 more. There has to be 1 more there, and it has to be there. So we don't create it a separate pocket here. Okay. What's next? This has to go there. This goes either south or west. Any other rabbits that we gotta get out of here? This guy's catch it up without issue. This is all one big network. We gotta catch up this network somehow, either through here or right there. And we gotta connect up these guys somehow. Currently, we could do that without issue, but we'll see if that's actually what we want to do. This can't be there because that creates a pocket, therefore that has to be open. We're only able to fill up from this end 2 more spaces, meaning at most this one is full because we can't create pockets up here, so all of these are empty. That solves this, which then goes part of the way towards solving a lot of these other ones right now. That also solves this one, which is nice and handy. That opens up that. That opens up that. That opens up that. What's next? This one. That's solved. This one is also solved. Tremendous. That leaves just one in here. All of this is solved. What's left? There's just one more in here. I don't think it matters necessarily where it is. Oh, this is already connected too, so it's not even important for that whole thing. Oh, there has to be a wall to stop this guy from attacking that monster. Empty, filled, empty, empty, filled, empty. Huge. That's awesome. Oh, we've got a whole little graphic design thing here. We've got 7 groups of 4 monsters. That's fun. 1, 2, 3, 4 slimes. Therefore 4 zones. Are these bombs gonna get any other guys if I don't stop them? These bombs will. Besides that, I think there's no further possible interference. However, there's only 4 slimes for 4 groups of bombs, therefore these guys have to be blocked off like that. No ifs or whats or buts about it. Are there any stupid moves I can make to connect up some slimes? I don't think so. What's next? Anything else in the world of zone emerging prevention? Hmm. There's one more in there. There's 2 more in this thing, in this row. Not super helpful. There's an empty space somewhere in here. Not sure what for or why, but also good to know. I... Hmm. Oh, there has to be a wall here to stop this guy from blowing up that guy. Which is curious. That is really interesting. Hmm. Oh, same goes there. There has to be a wall there to stop that. Has to be a wall somewhere in here to do the exact same thing. And of course, there's going to be a wall there no matter what, but there was not guaranteed to be a wall here. Yeah, this slime cannot be part of this group. Or I guess it could be part of that group, it just can't be connected like that. Hmm. Let's see. Where is the gap in this big ol' 8? Where might the gap be? Where would be a good space for the gap? Because we don't have to connect opposite sides. I feel like this guy probably goes towards there. This guy probably goes towards here. This one here and this one here. I mean, that's what they want me to think, obviously, so take that with a grain of salt. Is there a reason or a meaning behind all of these things here? I don't think so. I think it's just a visual effect to mirror what's going on in the game space. Hmm. Hmm. I fear I'm just putzing around at this point. There's no like dubiously no number low numbers to work off of here. We oh, there's an opening. One of these has to be open so that this slime can escape. Therefore, all of this is wall. What does that do for us? Probably something. What exactly? Unclear. The same is true here. The slime has to escape, therefore all of these are walls. Slime goes up like that. What does that do for us? Something. Wherever the slime escapes to is going to also be an open air thing. Are there any other required open air spots here? I don't think so. But that leaves us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One airspace away from solving this whole thing here, or this row here, this column here, I mean. Which that feels important. Is there anything else that we know for sure based on this slime's movement or this slime's movement? Well, this slime can't go this way because that just fills too many spaces here. So the slime has to go out this way, thus solving that. Does that solve this column? Not even close. Oh, and with that, we also solve this row. Go up there. Does that solve anything? Yes, it does. Forcing that, which then solves this row. Forcing that, which then solves this row. Forcing that. Okay, that's progress. I'm one away from solving this row here. That means that this slime will be making their way over here. This has to be open for that purpose. Is this solved? 1, 2, 3. It is. Fun. Well, in order to get anywhere, these guys have to make a grand escape. No, it has to go up like this. Ooh, have I screwed up somewhere? Because if that's required to be like that, then that leaves only 3 spots here. No. Then he can't escape. Okay, we're going to... Ooh. Oh, what is going on? I screwed up somewhere. Oh, why are both of these sides open? Oh no 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 no! That needs to be closed. Yeah, okay. That works things out. That works things out. Okay, huge. This needs to be walled off. So does that. Unforced error almost made all that go kaplooey. Next level. Well, we know all this is filled in. Or we don't, I guess, because that's a thing. What? Oh no, what am I saying? No, yeah, of course. I thought that was a 1 for a second, my bad. Um, the slime has to escape out somehow. Which doesn't seem atrocious on the surface, but hey, very well could be. There's only one open space here, which we know is not going to be like, it's not going to be like that, right? Where it like goes into a wall. So all of these spaces below walls have to be empty. That means we know exactly how this will be solved. I guess not. No, no. Sorry. Have to be filled. I screwed up the machination there. Same goes here. All these have to be filled to make sure that it can get through properly. Does that do anything for us? Any other very low numbers or very high numbers we can exploit here? Well, if we go here, then that's just blocked off. So we know we're going to be going up through here instead. That solves both of the bottom rows. We have to have that open. This has to be open, that has to be open to make sure that that's accessible. Something similar will happen here, but the exact details need to be worked out. What's next? That has to be open because it's otherwise walled in. Oh, that's the last one there. Therefore, we can't have like, I don't know. This has to be able to go up through here, meaning that's solved. Meaning those two have to be the things, thus solving that column. We're going places. This is not so bad. Both of those have to be air or empty, I guess. This column is also solved. So is that one. Does that solve this row? It does solve that row. Let's be real. It'd be odd if this was not how it connected, but we just don't know for sure, so we will not make such a guess. Is this solved? It's 2 away from being solved. Is that solved? It's also 2 away from being solved. That one's solved. We can't have both of these be the walls here, so one of the walls has to go there. Oh, this has already been solved for a while, actually. That needs to be walled off like that. These are open. Somewhere in here is a wall. Probably. No, we don't know for sure, to be honest. That has to be connected because to connect this section to the rest of it. What's the next logical step here? What? One away from solving this. Also one away from that. Oh, well, it can't be there because we know that this will be blocked off. Therefore, that has to be open. Thus solving that column. Um, this has to be there to make sure that guy doesn't get stuck. Thus solving that, solving this, solving that, solving this, solving that, solving that, solving that. Not so bad. Next up, this has to be all walled off. This is almost all walled off, but we'll see. Oh, they're actually being very nice and telling us exactly which parts are and aren't completely walled off to begin, which is high key a lot of it. Ooh, okay. I don't like this. What would be wrong with this blocking off like that? Does that violate a rule in some way? Yeah, what would be wrong with that? Oh, I guess it makes its own little zone. Oh, right, okay. So one of these has to connect. Well, if it's here, then it has to go out like that. This gets blocked off. Therefore, that, yep, and that violates that because there wouldn't be enough space to put the rest of the walls. Therefore, it's going out this way. Yeah, that has to be a wall. When it goes out this way, I guess it could go straight, but who knows? I get the vibe we're going to be going up through here to solve it. But what does that entail? Nobody knows, I guess. There have to be 3 empty spaces, not necessarily currently, but somewhere in this column. I guess these guys have to escape to help fill up their zones, so that makes sense. There's one more in here somewhere that's missing. Therefore, these also have to be like that. Nothing to fill in there yet. Is this solved? No, almost, but not quite. Hmm. We're also one away from solving this, which is neato. Oh man. This one got really tricky really fast, and that's a little annoying. Hmm. Well, okay. There's one more empty airspace somewhere in here. Could it be there theoretically? I guess it could. Could it be there theoretically? I guess, but does that really make sense? We gotta figure out if this is gonna go a direction or if it's gonna go sideways. Potentially both. Oh, well, this is already wrong. By its definition, this is wrong. Ooh, how how do I get around that? Let's go back to the very beginning. We have this given to us. Therefore, these guys, in order to make zones, have to go out like that. What happens next? What happens next is that we fill that in automatically because, duh, this is also already filled in. They go out like this. These guys get filled in automatically. They go out like this. Oh, even less so. Because this already accounts for one of them. Ah. Yeah, that's the problem. I just didn't notice that part first. I think at least one of these on each side is self-contained to stop the problem of being unable to escape otherwise. So let's say, for example, this one, and therefore the rest are blocked. Yeah, one of these is just entirely blocked, and so that means that this has to be where he goes, because if this is blocked, we can't block off that and that, or vice versa. Yeah, it has to go out through here. But that doesn't make sense either. Because then if we do that, that's blocked off there. Let's try this side and see if we can't make something work. But that's foundational. I mean, how do you get around that? Okay, well, it's going to go up or down here. There's no way that, like, this will connect to that, right? Hmm. Yeah, that does not solve that. Oh, because these are going to get filled in. Right. Some of these will just get filled in. I forgot. I think with that, though, that means that... Oh, how do you solve... Hmm. Oh, I simply don't know yet. Okay. This is tough. But, as always, it, by definition, has to be surmountable. It's going to be somewhere in one of these two that opens up. Is it going to be both these that open up? No way, right? Yeah, we'll see. Therefore, there's only one open space still in this area. Oh, sorry, there's only one wall that's left to be placed in this particular section. There's no way between these two to get over there without violating the rules. Therefore, I'm pretty sure it has to go down this way. That's blocked off. This goes down there. That's all open. It's going to be, that's open. What happens next? That gets blocked off. Is this solved? No, not quite yet. But we're getting there. Oh, this is also open. Which means at least this guy's open. These two do their thing. This is blocked off. That's blocked off. That's open. That's blocked off. Huge. Oh, grateful I got that one finished with. Let's go ahead and check out the last level of this row. And then we'll do our best to solve the leftover puzzles at the end. 48 and 42. That means there's at least 6 in here. Possibly more because... yeah, there has to be at least 50 in this row because at least one bomb wall has to block off each of these bombs from hitting each other. Therefore, this brings the total up to at least 50. 50 minus 42 is, well, 8, meaning that all of those have to be filled in to make that work. Awesome. That means that we've solved this. These are all only 1. That's all open. That solves that. That solves that. This is all open. Does that solve anything else? I'm sure we'll be solving things real fast from this point forward. Got to be at least one wall in each of those sections, but that's not such a huge hassle to figure out. This is solved. That's all I got so far. Ooh. We can't have all of this and then like one there. We gotta have all of this filled in to leave an opening over to here. Therefore, that's solved. The same is true here. We have to have those openings open. Therefore, that becomes solved. Anything else solved as a result of that? Nothing leaps out at me right now. We are one empty airspace away from solving this this row and this row as well. Let's logic that out. One has to progress here, one has to progress here. Therefore, no, I mean 1 and 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 1. Swaps potentially. I'm gonna throw this out there. See if this works. Just see. My intuition's telling me that's correct, and it was. My intuition has never ever failed me. Do not check prior episodes. You will find nothing to see. Let's try this level again. I now recall this level. Okay. 41 versus 34. Those summations will be important, but later. I don't recall using them very heavily when I first tried the puzzle, which might be why I did so poorly. What was our first step here? What was our first step here? Oh, right, this. We can't have both of these get blocked off because then no one will get those demons. Therefore, both of these are blocked off by necessity. That forces this bomb to get that monster, putting a wall there, which forces this bomb to get that monster. The same process plays out over here. All those are empty. As a result, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, forcing this and this wall there. And forcing a wall there because we can't hit the slime. That'd be horrible. That'd be awful. We gotta protect our little slime buddies as much as we possibly can. They're defenseless in this cruel, cruel world of ours. Anyway, in order to get this the rest of the pack, we had to put a empty wall there and an empty wall there, making all of this filled up, thus making sure that that is all empty. Next up, what is next up? Oh, this is solved. Tremendous. This is also solved. Is this solved? No. But I feel like it will be soon. Can we have both these be vertical and still solve it? Maybe. Well, we can't have both of these be horizontal. Therefore, they have to be vertical to make sure that this 8 rule is abided by. Wall, wall. And this is all solved. That has to be open, as is already declared by the solved row. $41. Well, there's only one more wall in here and one more wall in here. Therefore, the total is 43 versus 34. That's 9 left over. That means there are 9 walls between these two columns. You already have 1, 2, or between these two rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's going to be one here, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If there's one error we can secure in here somewhere, then we will have solved that in its entirety. Which, if you ask me, is pretty good. If we do this, for example, okay, and if we do this, so there's guaranteed to be at least one in here somewhere, making all of these walls. Is a similar thing true for this? Yes, it is. Is a similar thing true for that? No, no, it's not. What am I saying? What am I saying? Nothing true. I never speak the truth. That'll get you in trouble. Oh, well, that has to be open to ensure that that has access to everything else. Is that true anywhere else? No, I don't think so. Oh, it's true there as well, actually. Therefore, solving that. This goes off to the side. Therefore, solving that. Does that do anything for us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's one more wall in there somewhere. That's solved because it has to be solved like that to make that make sense. No, it doesn't. Yeah, there's only one more in there, so this is actually empty, thus meaning that these two are not empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, okay, I'm screwing up somewhere. I'm screwing up somewhere pretty bad. What? I'll take it. Gladly. Okay, I felt like I just kind of stumbled into that. I did not think I had that one in the bag. Let's go ahead and reset that one and try this one again. Ah, this one. Oh, man. Okay. Any immediate, obvious, we can't have that moments. This bomb will get that guy. This bomb will get that guy. And these guys can't touch. So there has to be a wall there and a wall there. This truce here, a wall there and a wall there. So these two are already filled. Got to be a wall somewhere in there. Okay, let's sit down and solve this one. Just kind of pawing my mouse around trying to figure out exactly, not even trying, just kind of absentmindedly looking at this. Let's be much more intentional about it. There's got to be a wall in here somewhere. Or, well, Just looking at it. There's got to be a wall somewhere in here to stop these two from touching. Is that true anywhere else? No, not particularly. We can't have them touching. Can't have them touching. This is all filled in, except for one gap somewhere. I'm going to put this down for visualization to help me just kind of look at that, right? But that pretty concretely blocks off. We got to put a diagonal here somewhere to block off these guys. And I don't think we had to put a wall somewhere in here. I guess... I'm not exactly sure we block it off, to be honest, but... let's say we put this here. Nope, that's not going to fly, so that has to be empty wall. We put it here. That's not going to fly, so this has to be empty wall. Put it there. Actually, the problem is just anywhere that's not here. That's progress. This can't be empty, so that can't be a wall, so that has to be empty as well. If we put this down and that's all empty, that's not going to fly. Therefore, this... Oh, I get the mechanic of this puzzle now. I understand it. Well, that's quite fun. Isn't that something? All of this is solved. Yay. Are there any other ones we can use to make a similar thing happen? Yep. It's got to be there. Because otherwise, those connect. We can't have those touching. Therefore, that solves this whole section here. Wow, that's clever. That's a good little thing that... Or not. why did I put that down? Okay. Let's hold our horses here. 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 Okay, let's make sure that I'm getting this basic part down here right. If I put this down here, that connects. No good. If I put this down here, that connects. No good. Therefore, it has to go there. This is all empty. With all this empty, this is solved. We do a similar thing here. If this is the wall, those touch. No good. That's empty. Very similar thing. Okay, so it has to be there. Empty, 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 empty. Very similar thing. If we put this here, those connect. No good. Has to go there. No, that's not good either. Oh, wait, no, because that's also... Oh, you can also do that here. Point is, those ones have to be empty. Somewhere in here is the wall. Okay, that was almost scary. My bad. For sure, though, those are walls. Then somewhere in here, either there or there, it's going to get a point. That's empty, because if that's not, then we get into trouble here. What's next? This is solved. That's what's next. Does that help us in any way? I mean, it obviously will, but it has to go somewhere in there, because if we don't, those will touch. Therefore, empty, empty, empty. Somewhere in here is the next spot for those. This is solved. That's the whole thought. It's just it's solved. That can't connect. Therefore, that's the wall. This is solved. We can't have both of those connect. Therefore, there's at least one in there somewhere. Not that that's tremendously helpful. If we put it there, those connect. Therefore, this is empty. If we put it there, those connect. Therefore, that is empty. Put it there, those connect. Solution is to put it there. Solved. Oh, no, that's almost a solved row. I thought it was only one block placed down. I was evidently wrong. We can't put one there. We can't put one there. That solves that whole situation. We can't... Oh, we could put one there, actually. We can't put one there. Therefore, that's a wall. We can't put one there. Therefore, that's a wall. We can't put one there. Therefore, that's a wall as well. If we put it there, those connect, no good. Therefore, this has to be empty. No, that can't be. That has to be... Ooh, oh no, I screwed up somewhere. Oh no. Oh no. We'll figure it out. They're saying that this is all empty now, which locks that in and which locks that in, which means that can't connect. Which means there's a wall somewhere in there. Who cares? There is one more block to place there, one more to place there, and one more to place there. And we've got just for starters, we'll do that. Obviously that's wrong, but we got to figure out where the extra one is. 4, 4, 4, 2, 2. Fewer than 3 wrong, which is nice. Okay, so if the 3 here is wrong, where's the other row that's wrong? Found it. Found the culprit. Oh, I don't know how to get rid of any of those without causing problems. That one has to be there. Therefore, I guess this one. There we go. Tremendous. Finally, this level, we'll see if we can solve it. And finish off this entire row. You've got 5 zones here. Gotta be a wall there. Gotta be a wall somewhere in there. Any other obvious walls? No. He can't get both of these, because if he does, he'll make the slime touch. Therefore, he has to get at least that guy. That puts a wall there. That makes this guy have to get him. Wall there. Can't get that guy. That's still contested. Only one who could ever have gotten that guy is this one, so I'm not quite sure why I didn't start with that. You have to get him. Therefore, you could get him too. No, you can't, because that doesn't leave room for the 3 walls. So you have to get him. Forcing a wall there. We're not blocked off. We still have the access here, which means this has to be empty. Therefore, that's a wall. That's open. And what else? Oh, we had to put a wall there because these guys can't connect. Therefore, all of these are walls as we figure out which direction this guy's going to go. Next up. This is solved. Let's look at the top here now. You get that guy, therefore you get that guy. Wall, wall. Wall ball. Okay, so this has to be a wall because these guys are gonna have to access this guy some way by making one of these air. If that's air, then we don't have enough air left over to put it there. What's next? Why did I assume that this guy has to escape? Wait, that feels wrong. Why did I assume that there has to be a thing there so that this guy can get out? There's no reason for that. Yeah, there's no reason for that. Yeah, I think that's about where it was before I made that weird mistake. Okay. let's keep going. If this guy gets him, well, that's not going to work. You have to be the guy that gets that guy. Forcing this here. I'm not sure what has to happen there. My instinct is to cap off both of these guys. Just like put a little bottle cap on their flow out like that. But again, no reason to do that logically yet, so we'll refrain for the time being. We're one away from filling in this column entirely, which is nice. There's got to be walls somewhere in there. We're quite close, I think, to figuring out. Oh no, we can't do that because if he goes up like that, then he will collide with those. Therefore, he has to go up like this. And then he can't go there, so he has to go out like that, which then solves. Does it solve? It does solve that row. He then has to go up like that. Then presumably he'll touch that, but no, this is a solved row as well. No, it's not. No, it's not. What? Oh, man. I'm retaking this one again, unfortunately. But I feel like this will be the last time I have to do this. That can't touch. Those can't touch. Because of this, you have to attack him. No ifs, no buts. Only I can get this guy now is that one, and you're also going to get this guy over here, like that. There's a wall there. Therefore, you're open. And what's next? This is a solved row. This part here is nearly solved. The only one who can get this guy now is this guy. So he does exactly that and blocks off that. What's left? Well, we know that this is all walled off except for where the slime escapes, which is one of these two ways. So it looks like that. Then we know the slime can't escape this way because if he does, he touches the one, therefore he goes up like this. He can't touch there, therefore he goes out like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's solved. Go up like this. No. Because... what? Ugh. Let's start with the bottom. Rather than doing anything at the top, let's just go ahead and do this. We know this. We know it can't be this, so he has to go up like this. That's a wall. He can't touch there, so he has to go out like this. Therefore, 1, 2, 3, 4 more walls. You have to go there, you have to go there. But then how does he get out? Oh, I'm messing up an assumption somewhere. Oh, I'm doing something wrong. I mean, that's just obvious, right? It's probably this thing I'm doing here. But he can't go up that way. He has to go up this way. Then he can't go like that, so he has to block that off. And I have to go there. And 1, 2, 3, 4. What? What? Oh no. Oh no, what does that mean? Okay, well, put that down for now. And... oh, that's... no, it's not fine. That's not fine. Ugh. What do we do? Yeah, no, that blocks off that mine as well. Okay, I'm clearly handling the bottom slime just somehow painfully obviously wrong. But if we do this, he touches another slime. That's just obviously wrong. I'm starting to genuinely lose my mind here. Like, is this bugged in some way? Is there some reason for that this would not work? No, wall there. And I can't go up, so I have to go to the side. Therefore, there's a wall there. That solves this row. I have to go up. And then we have to do yeah, because you have to get that guy. And you have to get that guy. Oh, I'm gonna be mad when I figure this out. I'm gonna be so mad when I figure this one out. Oh man. Oh, let me just look at this for a second. Just gonna look at that and see if... am I losing my mind? Ugh. Yeah, I simply don't know what to do here. Ugh, okay. Okay. Gonna be real. I... maybe I'm just not seeing something here. Because there's no way that's not a wall there. And then this slime has to be part of some larger contraption. What is going on here? There's like a troll puzzle or something? Ugh, okay. Yeah. Okay, I'll just try it one more time, ignoring everything and seeing if we can fix it later. Just see if we can, just ignoring the numbers. Let's assume the numbers are in some way wrong. Oh, but in what way? Okay, well, that would logically imply all of this. Oh my god. Am I stupid? Oh, I was reading it backwards the entire time. Oh, I am so sorry. Oh my. I cannot believe that. Oh, I'm so stupid. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I read this as a 6 somehow. I thought there was only 4 empty places. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. That is rough. That's really rough. These have to be walls. I guess you're gonna connect to that one, but for lack of a better option, you can't go further than that. You, you, you. Um, wall there, not a wall there, wall there. That's open. You connect, you don't. Oh, that is atrocious. That is atrocious on my part. I apologize so very sincerely for oh well, I'm still screwing up somehow. Well, okay, shoot. There's oh, actually no, we can just block that off. Yeah, that has to be blocked off because you have to go through there. You're solved up here. You're empty. You have to get that guy. Therefore, you're solved. Empty. Shelved. Shelved. Solved. That was so atrocious. Probably my worst, the worst mistake I've ever made in this whole thing. I cannot believe I spent so much time on that puzzle just looking at it. Oh, I apologize for everyone who was yelling at me the entire time. With that though, that is the end of row 4. We'll go ahead and pick up row 5 next time. Thanks for watching.